Good morning, Rockstars, and welcome back. We are back here at String and Story on Main post QuiltCon, and y'all, I am so excited to get to hang out with y'all today. All right, we are going to have two main sections of our time together. The first thing I'm going to do is I am going to do a quick recap of some of the new things we have in store, because I know that not all of y'all who are here with us virtually were able to come to QuiltCon, and we are having an amazing after QuiltCon coupon special, and I want y'all to know about the new stuff, okay? Then we are going to continue working on heirloom hearts. It is half done. This is very exciting. I've got all my bits and bobs here, and we're going to continue working on this together. I'm going to show off a few of the treasures I got at QuiltCon, one of which is this modern American vintage clapper. Anyway, we're going to just have a great old time together. So if you are here, please say hi in the chat. I'm going to start, like I said, with just a quick rundown. So the short version of what you need to know is that our QuiltCon after party is happening now through Monday, and you can use the code QuiltCon Rockstar for 20% off your purchase of $100 US or more. And we have some really special new things in the shop. So I'm going to walk around with y'all so that you can see some of this new stuff. Ooh, that was a rough takeoff. And yeah, hopefully get hype, and maybe some of it needs to be yours. So first of all, I mentioned we're going to be doing that heirloom hearts together. We do have kits for this. It's got those arcade wovens, Paintbrush Studio solids for the backgrounds. We have a number of other kits as well. We have Astra kits. We have Middle Sister kits. We have Mosaic Star. I was like, it's going to come back to me. We have rhythm kits. We have Big Sky Star kits. Look at this quilt, y'all. How obsessed are we with this? Shout out to Marcy, who pieced this whole thing leading up to QuiltCon. This is the quilt that I stayed up until 3 in the morning to quilt. We have brought in Aliso irons. I've been wanting to do this for a year now. We have every color, including the Mimi G, but we do only have one of each right now. And then we got some fun new swag. So we've got some project bags, like the ones that I have my heirloom hearts in. We have some tote bags that say String and Story. Navy Cotton totes. None of us are surprised by the color choice on that. And then we have some really special handmade earrings. So these are made by Chloe Townsend of Birdtown Crafts. She pieces these little stars and then hand glazes them with a tiny, tiny paintbrush. So that's just a quick overview of a few of the goodies that are hanging out in the shop. Shipping has taken an extra day or so to resume. Shipping resumes today. So I will be working on that. Let's get going. All right. Things I'm working on sewing-wise right now. First of all, I have 85,000 things I want to make, because QuiltCon and QuiltCon inspiration, right? The two things that I'm going to be working on today while we're together, I'm going to be working on heirloom hearts. I also need to bind Middle Sister, because y'all, I don't think really could see it, but we've got this big hole in our wall where Middle Sister is going to hang. And I need to get that bound so that we can hang it up. Let's see. Hello, Marie Christina Selwyn. I like seeing Lanterns of Hope behind me again as well. It's time to change it up. This is a weird space back here that, as you can see, even this Lanterns of Hope, which is not a very big Lanterns of Hope, is too big for this space. So yeah, it's a tricky space to know what to put there. And then what was the other thing I was going to say? I don't know. Hi, Karen. Hi, Alicia. Good to see y'all. All right, let's put some different thread in here. Do I want? Yeah, we'll use this yellow up. Can y'all see? I got to back y'all up so you can see this. Look at this. I finally sat down and fiddled with my Arrow sewing cabinet. So I have the Arrow Kangaroo and Joey. So it's this main, oh, I just got a lung full of dust. It's this main sewing table, and then the little cabinet that Javi's sitting on over here. That's the Joey part over there. And Arrow was ever so kind as to send me this acrylic insert 9 months ago. And I went to put it on and realized I was going to have to adjust the pulley system on my machine. And it just, that was like, my brain just was like, no, and just wanted nothing to do with it. Low threshold for frustration during the road closure this summer. So it has sat in the back room. And every time I see it, I feel guilty because I was gifted this fabulous thing and then have not used it. But I will say, an important, useful asterisk here. Oh, I can turn my light back on. Hang on. I've also had this Bernina for almost a year, and I'm like finally using more menus. Ha! Let there be light. Okay. So I will say, having used my machine sitting up, honestly, it gave me a really great appreciation for this table and for the Arrow chairs, because sometimes when machines are sitting on a table, there's a lot of vibration, and a lot of sewing chairs won't get high enough to get up over them, right? And I will say, to Arrow's credit, I did not have that problem. Right? I was able to free motion. I've been doing, y'all who are in ruler work, y'all know I've been doing the ruler work videos. Was able to really have the full functionality of my machine and maintain good ergonomics, even with the machine. I should have done a leader. Do I have a leader? I do. Come back up, little needle. We're gonna do a leader. I still felt like I had the full functionality of my machine, even without the super nice fancy insert. That being said, now that I have the super nice fancy insert, I'm remembering how much I love sewing on a flat surface and how nice it is to not have to be sitting so high to be up over my work, right? Hello, Kate Brennan. Kate, the mat and the pouches are now on the website, so ready when you are. Rearranging the sewing room this morning. Too many ideas. I know. I have so many ideas as well. And y'all, I did a thing that I never do at QuiltCon. And Kate, you're going to particularly laugh at me because of what went home with you last spring. I bought fabric at QuiltCon, y'all. I don't really maintain a stash, and I don't really buy fabric for perhaps obvious reasons. I mean, I buy fabric, right? I don't buy fabric for me. That was absolutely the incorrect thing to sew there. We're going to have to go back and fix that in a minute. But I completely indulged myself at this show. And I bought fat quarter bundles. I bought fat eighths. I bought charm packs. Y'all, it was fantastic. And I have so many quilts I want to make now. And I'm very excited about it. So tell me about how you're rearranging your sewing room, Kate. Because this was my kind of big sewing room rearrangement, if you will. I'm working on my home sewing space still. I did order a chair that came yesterday. You did too, Tilda and Liberty. I love it. I resisted the Liberty. And the only reason I resisted the Liberty is because I'm going to London this summer and I'm going to buy Liberty in London, very, very literally. And if I'm lucky, I'll get to hang out with Jenny and Kay while I do it. So I did resist the Liberty, but I had to go see my friend Heather over at Crimson Tate and Beth at Stash and the ladies at Shirt Off Your Back. I shopped with a lot of our neighbors, actually. I think sometimes that's nice, to just spend some time supporting your neighbor business owners. And then Heather, is just a gem. So there's that. Oh yeah, and the cutting table followed you home. What IKEA tables do you have, Kate? Do they need a new home? It depends on what IKEA tables they are. If they need a new home. Blah, 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 words. Kate, are you still finding that your brain is mushy? I'm definitely still finding that my brain is mushy from QuiltCon. Like a lot mushy. I was telling John last night, I was like, I don't think it took me this long to recover last year. But, okay, cheap ones. Never mind, Kate. But what I was not accounting for last year is I had that drive home last year that you and I went to the Petrified Forest, but then the 2-day drive after that, because for those of you who don't know, QuiltCon 2022 was in Phoenix, and I drove solo to the show. So we packed up our booth. My executive assistant at the time flew separately. I drove 3 days solo across the country, there and back. So I had 2 full days in the car that I didn't speak to another human. Yeah. And I think that made a difference. Because this year I kind of jumped back into regular life and my brain still feels like a bowl of oatmeal. Someone says I actually behaved for a change and only bought what I had planned for. If I'd been a new quilter, I would have come home broke. I love that. I love it. Your brain is mush. Okay. Yeah. I'm glad it's not just me. I went to the spa on Monday. Y'all know my love of the Korean spa. I sat in all the saunas. And by sat in all the saunas, I mean I laid down in all of the saunas and fell asleep and snored in public. Woof. But it was very therapeutic. So I did that on Monday. I went to the chiropractor. I told Team Rockstar, I was like, this week is not going to be a high productivity week for us. We're going to do the next right thing. We're going to get done what we can of what needs to get done. Let's fix this one that I goobered, shall we? And we'll be more productive next week. It'll be okay. All right, so even on these sprout wovens, I love this clover seam ripper because it's very sharp and I can just unzip what I goobered there. We did hike, Kate. I think it was good for our brains last year. I think it helped. And Kate, what kind of cutting table did you buy? I know it was the Canadians. That's all I know. That's the extent of my knowledge, folks. I know she bought a cutting table from the Canadians. But it looked beautiful. They were lovely. All right. Now, ideally, there would be some pressing involved at this stage. Javi's bum is in the way. You don't have to look so sad. You do not have to look so sad. I love you. She's still very sad about the fact that I was gone for several days. Just kind of is what it is. I'm like, she'll get over it when she gets over it, I guess. Can I just, is it in? Hold on. Let me look down here before I make you move. Here's my Aliso. We do not have any minis in stock yet, unfortunately, y'all. Just as like an aside, they were out when I was shopping for them. So, okay, here we go. We can do it. You don't have to move your bum. You're good. Okay. All right, and we're gonna try not to leave this plugged in for too long because I don't want to warp my mat. Her foot just made an appearance. Yeah, she's right here. There she is. There's the bean dog. Yeah, everyone loved your cutout at the show. They did. Everyone wanted a photo with you because you're very popular. She's like, yeah, but I would have rather been there, Mom. Would have rather been there. All right, I want to show you all my new clapper. And this fabric is slippy enough without me not pressing it. I did abandon ship on pressing my seams open though. Any of y'all who have made this pattern will be familiar with the fact that Brittany has you press a lot of seams open. And I abandoned ship on that. I was like, yeah, no. Hi. You don't have to look so pathetic. I would also like to say for those of you who came to Atlanta, you hit the weather just right. Like Atlanta showed up and showed out for y'all because it is rainy again today. It has been so rainy. So rainy. And it was beautiful and warm for QuiltCon. And now we are back to the rain. Okay, so I'm just pressing these seams, you know, to the less bulky side, and then look at this beautiful clapper. I don't know if y'all are going to be able to tell via video, but it is so heavy. My first using a clapper regularly, I had one of the Riley Blake ones. I think it's still floating around here somewhere. Y'all know we had the String and Story ones that a local friend made for us. Look how, can y'all see how flat that is? It's so nice. Kind of small batch, trying it out, and I liked the wood of those, but they definitely were lighter weight. And I had never touched the American made Vinches. I really need to get his brand right. Chris from Chattanooga. My brain's busy remembering that. And when I picked up a clapper at the show, I was like, I'm holding butter, but it's wood, but it's butter. I don't understand. And he was very kind, and he actually gifted me a set of tools because he's hoping we'll be able to collaborate. And he's like, I want you to try them out and like, let's talk. So very generous of him. So do just know these are gifted tools, but I've been particularly impressed with the clapper. I haven't had a chance to use the other tools a whole lot yet, but I'll keep y'all posted. And hopefully at some point I'll have the opportunity of introducing y'all to Chris from Chattanooga. Making progress. Did I see? No, it is here. I was like, did I run off with my own sunflower thread cutter? Let me tell y'all, the sunflower thread cutter is where it's at. I was chain piecing, was that 2 days ago now? And I got so frustrated having to snip my threads that I walked over here and got a sunflower thread cutter. So I was like, this isn't gonna work for me. Oh my goodness. Marie says we're finally above 0 in Montana. That is so cold. So cold. I'm very curious, Marie, to see if y'all have snow when we come in June, because we're doing Teton again and Yellowstone, but mostly Teton again in June. But we're coming earlier this year than we did a couple years ago, and I suspect it's going to be quite nippy. Quite nippy. And then we're going to England. I'm going to spend my favorite season, summer, in cooler climates. I don't know what I was thinking about that. It's okay. It'll be worth it. Let's see. Someone says the weather was phenomenal. I left Colorado in 9 degrees and it was 80 when I got off the plane in Atlanta. It's like, it's its own little culture shock, isn't it? Yeah, let me just tilt this up. Boop, slightly so I don't feel like I have to slouch to not cut my own head off. Also, I don't know if y'all can tell this, so this may be an irrelevant comment, but this dress definitely rides up when I sit. I have shorts on, fear not. So you may just have to see my back shorts. But it's been so warm all week that I was like, I'm gonna wear a dress. And then it's like cold and wet today. I went home and got a jacket. Ridiculous. John is following me. I wonder if he's letting me know that my order of patterns arrived. Maybe. We'll find out in a little bit. All right, let's sew a couple more seams here before we take a pause. Any questions I can answer for y'all about any of the new kits and inventory before I set y'all loose to do a little bit of shopping? Upcoming things next week, we are going to send out a very special invitation to something related to ruler work. If you are interested in learning how to quilt with rulers, whether you're already actively waiting for Ruler Quilting Academy, or you're going, oh, what's Ruler Quilting Academy? That sounds interesting. Make sure you click the second link in the caption of this video and download the Confident Ruler Quilting Workbook, because that will make sure that you get the email that we're going to send out at the beginning of next week with a special ruler quilting invite. We're going to give you all the opportunity to kind of get a head start right before Ruler Quilting Academy. And yeah, we're very excited about it. We're trying something a little bit new. Outlined it with Clara this morning. So if that is of interest to you, make sure that you've downloaded that workbook. / also make sure you're keeping an eye on your inbox. Other things that are coming up this next month. That's the big one right now. I'm sure I'll think of something else that I was supposed to remind y'all of as soon as we wrap up together. But for now, that was the most important thing. Oh, I got one more seam I got to press before I sew that together. I guess technically 2 more seams, 1 more row. I love my Eliso irons, y'all. They're so hot. The sole plates are so smooth. So good. Yeah, so new kits, bundles are restocked. We still have some Aurifil, which feels like a little bit of a miracle because it was going fast. Oh, and if you are part of endangered species, that thread is on its way to me. So that will be coming. I suspect that'll ship next week. Just, reality. Because it's not to me yet, so it'll probably get here over the weekend, maybe Monday or Tuesday, if not this weekend. I know there's been more weather. And they'll ship out next week. All right. So Rockstars, thank you so much. This was just quick and fun. A little bit of sewing time together, showing off some of the stuff that we have. Those of you that came to QuiltCon, thank you so much for making it a point to come by the Rockstar booth and to see me. I enjoyed getting to see all of y'all in person. If you were not able to come in person, I know that MQG is doing a virtual version of the show this month. It's free to members. I don't know if you can buy tickets separately, but if you want to see some of those, if you're wanting to see some of those quilts online, make sure that you check that out on the Modern Quilt Guild website. And I will be writing my recap blog hopefully next week. So I'll point to you this time next week. I'll point y'all to that. The code Kate Brennan is in the caption of this video. It is QuiltCon Rockstar for 20% off your purchase of $100 or more. It is only valid until Monday. So weekend shopping, folks. Those of you who have been working hard on getting your whips done, maybe treat yourself a little bit, maybe snag a backing for a quilt top that you've been finishing up. Check out the new kits. They're phenomenal. They're all so phenomenal. And fun swag. The only thing that is not in the shop yet that will be in the shop shortly is Frances O'Rourke Dowell's Birds in the Air and Margaret Goes Modern, which are 2 quilting novels. So those will be up here soon. Hang tight on that. That just might mean that you have to shop twice. Let's be honest. All right. Y'all are phenomenal. Thank you so much for being here with me and my mushy brain and my still slightly salty puppy. And I will see y'all soon. Bye for now.